right. So I am currently at the foot of my base, if you will. Um, we got a few things going on here. Um, we got that, we got that. Not a lot, you know. Got the bridge right here, got the terraining, foliage, all that good stuff. But there is one thing that has really been bothering me. The if you can tell over there, um, that's the greenhouse that I made. What was that? 2 videos ago, 3 videos ago, and I made it for my bee farm because of all the candles that I use. Because I build in this kind of two-door Gothic style, kind of a combination of the two. And I mean, you can just see literally from where I'm looking right now. You got all those peaks um, on the roof, on the little, the overhangs, the whatever those are called. I forgot the name. Those little like triangles right there. Um, on the sides of buildings. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at how many candles I'm using right here. It's a lot. And that's what I made it for. I made it for candles. The honeycomb farm or bee farm, whatever you want to call it. Um, Also, oh my gosh, I lost my stuff like 3 times. So, I mean, that's not the only reason I haven't uploaded in a while. There's been a lot of stuff going on. But man, oh man, yeah, I've spent a lot of time getting stuff, losing the stuff that I got, and then just having to start over again. Anyways, irrelevant, off topic. That's a topic for I was gonna say another day, but never, because who gives a crap? Point being, that is a way different style from this. Because, I mean, think about it. How are you supposed to create a greenhouse in that style or in this style? It just wouldn't really make sense. You'd either have to have like the green copper, or you could do like kind of like a black theme. That's maybe what I should have done. But I just decided to do the orange copper because I thought it would look cool. And I do think it looks pretty cool by itself, but it just doesn't blend in. So I was thinking, how can I blend this in? And the only thing that really came to mind was the idea of a wall. And as of right now, I think this is the only wall I have. It's pretty pathetic. I mean, it took me like 5 seconds to design, and I probably need to swap it out at some point. But it is a Gothic 2-door kind of style wall. And I think if I just had a big wall around the greenhouse, that would kind of make it look like it's supposed to be separate, because all this is kind of like just amongst each other. All the structures are amongst each other, living in harmony, happily ever after. So if there was some big wall behind it or around it, oh my gosh. Oh, this is bad texturing. I need to redo this. Sorry, anyways. I feel like that would make the problem a little bit better and make it look like it's some sort of like what's the word? Like a nuclear power plant or something that's like, stay out of here. This ain't meant for a regular civilian. Stay away from this. Go back to your houses, blah blah blah. Kind of, separate it from the rest of these structures, because in both the style and the purpose, it's a lot different from everything else. So, yeah, that's the idea. And I need to do that. So, yeah, let's just get straight to it. Oh, hello. I totally didn't film the intro 5 seconds ago, and I'm totally not pretending like that was filmed before I built this, even though it wasn't. Don't accuse me of doing that. That's completely outrageous. I just can't believe it. I've built up the bottom part. This is actually what I wanted it to be entirely before, but it just there's not enough separation going on. There's not enough of that sense of stay out, you know? There's not like this needs to be covered up more so it seems more separated from everything else going on. So I've changed some things around, added a little bit more like blackstone in here, um, to try and like switch it up. You know, it's kind of like monochromatic right now, like a lot of it, or what's the word? Duo, duochromatic, bichromatic. I don't know. Whatever the word is for two colors rather than one solid color. Um, Even though, there's more going on than that, but yeah, from a distance, it just kind of looks like dark brown, dark gray, and then a couple lanterns. I'm gonna add some more lanterns in. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Yeah. So I'm gonna add another section. It's gonna have like some, a little bit of like iron, a little bit of like chains and iron bars on the top, because that's kind of that's a common thing with like high security gates. I don't know if a gate can be considered high security, but high high priority, high keeping out. Yes, isn't it? Keeping out ing. Okay, I'm just gonna stop talking and I'm gonna get to work because I'm the type of guy I just get things done. Stay hard, grind set 2026. All right. Okay, so I'm making a little bit of a tweak here. Um, And yeah, it's game changing. Let's just say that it's game changing, and I definitely need to be recording a clip just to talk about it. Um, just joking. Yeah, the change is really just putting that there. But I kind of wanted to use. Wait, that was not a good explanation. Instead of doing this like what I had before, I'm doing this. Um, the what's this called? Polished deep slate stairs. I think this is the first time I've ever used this block. Just for a little bit of contrast for the um, what is that? Blackstone brick? Yeah, blackstone brick in the back. And I have the blackstone brick down at the bottom to kind of help with the shading. Because obviously in a real life scenario, that would be a little bit of a darker area. Gosh, I shouldn't talk about this so boringly, so monotone like. Um, but uh, yeah, contrast, shading, all really good stuff. And there is one thing that I kind of want to improve upon. Um, don't mind that noise. See, like if you look at this line right here, it's just like straight tile, 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 tile. Um, it lacks texturing. So texturing takes a lot of effort. So that's why I haven't really done any of that right now. But I mean, as you can see, this looks a little bit weird. And hopefully by the next clip, I'll have all of this textured out. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think about shading and texturing and contrast and things like that instead of just building on a whim. I guess the two can coexist, but yeah, now there's a lot to think about with something like this. A lot to think about. Um, the lack of texturing gets kind of, I don't want to say relieved, but I guess yeah, relieved just a little bit by the fact that it's so like ridge like, there's the levels are changing constantly because I kind of just let it go with the terrain. Oh, what was that? All right. Oh no. Oh no. I let the clip go on too long. I apologize. Um, yeah, so blah 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 texturing and blah blah blah, and I'll see you in a little bit. Oh boy. All right, we made a bit of progress on this. So as you can see by the way that my guy right here is getting on top of the wall, I decided to add in some leaves, which that's what I do with a lot of my builds because it gives that aged look, kind of makes it look more natural, like it belongs in the terrain and like the land is kind of adapted to it. Just as a little bit of realism. I wanted to add vines as well, but when it really comes down to brass tacks with that, like how would I make vines make sense? Because if there were vines, it'd most likely be in some sort of pattern like going all the way up, right? And as you can see, a lot of the full blocks, which is what I would need to place the vines on, are covered by either candle, fence, gate, uh, wall, lantern, leaf, like something, you know? So it would be a little bit weird. Like, there are spots like this where I could kind of get it up to here and then I guess maybe put one right there, but it just look weird. You got the trap doors on top of there too. That's making it even worse. So just a lot going on. And yeah, a lot of candle action, which it's convenient that I'm covering my honeycomb farm or surrounding my honeycomb farm with this wall because gosh, I had to use a lot of honeycombs for these candles. Um, Getting the dye was a hassle too, because I had to get light gray dye, I had to get gray dye, I had to get black dye. Oh my gosh, getting black dye from squids, there has to be a better way to get black dye. There has to be, right? Like killing squids for individual ink sacs, and each ink sac just equals one black candle. No, man, that's not good. I don't like that. Yeah, I think the candles on top are really making it look like spiky, um, and kind of giving off that like keep out vibe that I was talking about earlier. So we got kind of the thick pillars going on throughout the top of the wall. And they're kind of, that was pathetic. They're kind of broken up by these, sorry, these bits of steel, these bits of iron, um, which kind of, it makes it look like, like spikes, like bars in between, which is, like high security wall would have something like that, you know? So I started next to the walls, or like the big spikes, if you will, with iron bars because that brings this bottom section, this bottom, like, I don't know, five sixths, 5/6 of the wall on the bottom, a little bit outward, makes it look even more like it's adding another layer. So you got one layer with the candle, two with the fence, three with the wall, and then another one when it comes out. And then that kind of transitions to this. But it doesn't look like it's necessarily a part of it. It also looks like something separate, like a spike on its own because of this, but it just kind of brings this out more. Um, just adds a little bit of detail. And then in between that, because in spots like this isn't a good example because it's like going diagonal, but like in a spot like this, right? I didn't want to put another iron bar next to that because it looked too like flat. I want it to look like spikes. Um, and I wouldn't, those would connect. If I put another iron bar right here, it would connect. And so I changed the color of the candle to correspond with the slight change in the color of the block that I was placing down. So yeah. Speaking of, I don't like how this is like slightly lighter than the dark oak fence. Um, it would work better with spruce, but I just didn't want to use spruce. It still looks good though. Like from a distance, you can't really tell. It's not a big deal. Um, no, you can tell. If you're looking at it, if you're looking for it, you can tell for sure. I still think it looks good though. Yeah. I think I might do a little bit of texturing, like what I was talking about earlier, like with this, uh, basically just with this top one. I feel like I could do some texturing with the rest of the layers of this monstrosity. But really the only thing that you can see without like focusing is this. Like this is the only thing that just is not getting broken up other than the changes in the levels or like the spot of it. Um, like I was talking about with this specific section, like it just boom, 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 boom. It needs to be broken up. I might mix in like some cobble deep slate, maybe see how that looks. I'll mess around with it. And this entrance right here, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't think it looks bad though. I I genuinely just started messing around and just putting random blocks in random places. Um, and I feel like it looks grand. What's that word? It's like GARGRANDOIS. I don't know. It's like it's grand. It's a little bit grand, but not that grand. It's grand in a way that it's like just grand enough to be like you are now entering into the forbidden zone. And then now you're in here. And as you can see, there's a lot less detail on this inside part, but I think that's okay. I was just going to replicate everything on this side, but that'd just be too much because this way you can like you get that feeling that you're inside because of the lack of detail. I wouldn't even say lack of detail, but with the decreased amount of detail over here. Um, so yeah, I think the walls being in their usual spot is enough for that purpose. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna get to that texturing, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think the leaves look good. I do only have them on this front part though, because nobody's gonna be looking at it from over there, over there. Yeah, okay, maybe I'll add it around, all around. Maybe, just maybe. We'll see. Okay, so not bad, not bad. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it. I think I'm gonna keep it because my mindset is, it's making it look more natural. Like it almost makes it look like cracks in the wall. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. But that's how I view it. I kind of like it. Okay. Okay. So as far as next steps go, I'm thinking about maybe building like where these like few structures are over here. Thinking about maybe building some terrain, making it look a little more enclosed. Um, Properly textured terrain, of course. Cliffs, mountains. Well, cliffs. I'll say cliffs. Maybe throw in some rivers in there. Some, obviously some trees. Not rivers, creeks. Sorry. Wrong terminology. Then fix this texturing eventually. Hopefully soon. Maybe definitely put something on top of here. And yeah. Um, so that's all I got. I hope this was somewhat helpful. Maybe made you think a little bit about the process of building, specifically something like this. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.